Welcome to GAMEpoch, the show where I play through the history of video games in the order of their release, starting with Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo. I'm MystikDan. Today, I'm playing Castlevania 1. Oh, listen to that music. I love this game so much, and I didn't always. I've never really been big into Castlevania until just the past year or two. And then I've just become like a ridiculous fan. Especially the classic ones. These taught me the value of overcoming a difficult experience, because they're definitely hard. These are very challenging games, especially this one, the third one. So the way that this game works is you've just got some very awkward, jarring movement, and you just have your whip. And then you can actually hit these candlesticks everywhere, and all these guys that basically just endlessly spawn for all time. Some of them don't, but some of them do. These are mostly the only guys that do, these and the Medusa heads. And then different items will drop out of candlesticks. Little hearts, sometimes big hearts, and those go to my little heart meter. The heart meter on the right is not my health. You'll see my health bar is over there on the left side. And that, actually, the heart meter in this game, and by the way, here's Wall Chicken, which is what I use to heal my health. So on the left is my health, and the heart meter is actually basically my stock, my currency or so, for being able to use items. Oh! Whew! Oh, that went to big heart. Now, if you see that, that's a Roman numeral 2. I've actually been trying to get that. You get those, sometimes they just come out in very specific candlesticks or blocks, but you can get them from any candlestick. Oops. As long as you hit the candlestick with your special item. And the special items are key to this game. There are a few different items that have different uses, and therefore different use cases. However, there are definitely some... Not all items are created equally in these games. For example, the stopwatch is all but useless most of the time. Occasionally you'll get a cross that falls. Oops, that's not what I meant. Crap. I meant to keep the holy water is like ridiculously overpowered in this game. So the axe is actually perfect for this boss. And I think this is supposed to teach you that the items are important, because you get the axe, as long as you're hitting all the candlesticks, you'll realize you get the axe right before this boss. So that's your first boss, and if you don't have the axe to fight that guy, you're gonna have a real struggle. Because you gotta lure him down, and you gotta figure out the timing, and the movement in this game is deliberately stiff. It's not bad, it's deliberately stiff. It has very specific movements. And you can learn them. You can absolutely learn them. I'll use this for now until I get the holy water. This is called the boomerang. Although, really, it's, you know, everyone can just call it the cross, since that really is what it is. This is second in useful... I mean, it has its place, but the holy water in this game is just so overpowered, it's ridiculous. I freaking love the holy water. It's my go-to item. So what that item does, that 2, you can also get a 3. And what they do is they increase how many of the item that you have, you can use at once. So normally you can only use 1 at a time. If you get the 2, then you can use 2 at a time. So you can have 2 of them on screen at any time. And here come the worst enemies in the series, the Medusa heads. Ow! These things are an absolute pain. There's the 3, and there's the knife, which is all but... The knife and the clock, the stopwatch, are pretty much both fairly useless. The cross or the boomerang is great because it can go out and hit things back and get multiple hits in one go. And since you can get 3 total at any you know, you can build up to having 3. That means that you could be having these items doing 6 rounds of damage. It's very, very useful in certain circumstances. And in most circumstances, it's frankly just a very useful item. But I like the holy water because the holy water can pin just about anything. Now, I want to find some chicken, which, I thought there was some over here, but there it is. Wall chicken! Oh no, that's not what I wanted at all! Shoot! So you gotta be, one of the things that you'll learn in this game is to be very careful and don't just instantly grab whatever's about to fall out of a candle because you might very well regret it. And so, yeah, if you hadn't noticed, the hearts are basically my stock. They are what allow me to use whatever item I have equipped. Most items just use 1 heart per use. The stopwatch, I believe, uses 5. Everything else is pretty much the same. I think the chicken might fade after a while. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's a real bummer. This is actually one of the trickiest parts of the game, because... Oh! And there was holy water, which is what I wanted. You'll notice my whip was actually weak at first, and a little bit shorter. So... When you first die, and then... Oh, I was too far to the right. Dang it. As I said, this part is one of the hardest in the game, because trying to get your placement right with these candles is actually fairly tricky. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, are you kidding me? So the thing about this game is it has infinite continues, but it does not, dang it. It does not always save your progress in the level. I was really hoping I would get through this game without getting a continue, because I've done it before. So there are 2 total whip upgrades that you can get, and you only lose your whip upgrades, in this game at least. This isn't the, the Game Boy game, which was ridiculous. You only lose your whip upgrades when you die. And then you gotta get them again. It's not terribly hard, though. Pretty much the... Oh, shoot! That was my own fault. So yeah, the first whip is short and weak. You can tell it's just this thin little thing. But then it becomes a bit of a flail, and it's much more powerful. The second upgrade increases the length significantly, so... that's the ultimate one, and that's the one that you should have once you're skilled, most of the time. Oh, good, I got this. Well, that's, kind of lame that I wasn't getting this before, but alright, well, whatever. So yeah, the movement is deliberately stiff to force you to take your time. It makes sure that you learn to pace yourself, because if you try just barreling through this game as fast as you can, you're going to get tripped up a lot, and you're gonna have a real rough go. There we go, now I got 3. So what's nice about the holy water is it traps enemies in their place. And that's really, really handy. And that's a great trick against some of the more difficult bosses, especially. As you'll see, because I'll definitely show you, I should be able to get through the rest of this without too much trouble. Oh, I did it again! No! I'm a doof! I've learned to be patient, and I'm unlearning it. What have I become? Oh my gosh, and I start all the way back here. Boy, I am not being good at following my own advice. But yeah, so it's deliberately stiff because it forces you to take your time. When you are in a jump arc, you are, as soon as you make the jump, you're stuck in it. Like, there's no way for you to change direction. You can't even look a different direction, unlike Ghosts and Goblins, so this is even more stiff than that. But I feel like with their Q&A testing, they must have done a better job of making sure that everything felt right, because it just feels like they did a more solid job where it's not as, like, kind of rough around the edges and not as glitchy. Like, the movement feels very, very consistent. Once you've gotten a hang of it and you recognize how it should be acting, you can pretty much do exactly what you want to do, as long as you are patient. I had 3 on... Holy... Oh my gosh! Oh, and you will notice that in this game, You fall, even if you were just walking at the section below, no, it's over. Also, with the stairs, you can't jump on them, and you can't jump off of them. You can't jump and land on them. You just gotta go to the bottom and start walking up them, or go over to the top of them and start hitting down. It's very limited. So, I mean, it's just, it's very particular in its control scheme, but I feel like once you learn it, once you get it down, it's very rewarding. Because, as I said, because it is so consistent, you can depend on it. You can plan with it. You can have it do things at specific times that you're wanting to do. And you can become a master of it without very much variation because you know what you're doing. And when games don't depend on randomness very much, and when their stuff is consistent enough where you feel like you can do... Come on, go away. Go away. Thank you. You can plan and practice and become skilled enough where you can do exactly what you want to do. That, I think, to me, is very good design. I don't think there should be very much that's based on random stuff. I really don't like it. And it's not only the bane of every speedrunner, it's just kind of frustrating to have to deal with. Okay, got to remember. That candle right above me is a freaking stopwatch. Don't touch it. But yeah, I started to fall in love with these when I decided to take the time to really become comfortable and very familiar with the controls, the movements, the stairs, and the timing of the whip. Because you can't just whip your way through everything. You've got to... Oh, there we go. You've got to make sure that you time your things right. Okay. Anything over here? Nope. So these guys are going to be familiar to anybody who's played Castlevania. These dragon bone head. Ow! Ow! Apparently I'm just going to suck against them today. What's nice about them is that you can break their fireballs by hitting them at the right time. So you can learn to just be good. Hey! I didn't tell you to turn around. The money bags are not really super useful. I mean, there is a use to the points. If you get enough points, you can get, whoa, watch out. I don't want to get an item I don't want. If you get enough points, you will get, an extra life. Nice. I think I timed that just about perfectly. And then, you know, this boss, you can just spam to death with the boomerang and your whip, and it's just, poor Medusa is just such a piece of cake. After this, I think I'm basically gonna just want the holy water for the rest of the game, because it works so well against everything. The boomerang is great, although I really just prefer we call it the cross. I think it was called the boomerang on localization just because they were like, ooh, we don't want to possibly get in trouble. Oh, and my favorite Castlevania music. I love this music so much. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and get it now. And these little hunchbacks are a pain. Just check it out. Listen. How is that not like some of the most fun music you've ever heard? I mean, it's just, oh, I love it so much. Chicken! So yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that's so great about this game is its music. And what's amazing to me is that none of the actual developers and designers of this game became household names. How is that possible? This is one of the greatest games I have ever played. Not just on the Nintendo, but I still... Oh, no you did not. Whoa! Whoa! Where did... that come from? I don't think I've ever seen that. What the crap? That's funny. Come on, come on. Thank you. Yeah, I don't want that, so that's a good thing I... Yeah, trying to manipulate stairs is definitely a bit of a pain. I need some of those things again. I really hope it won't be too hard to get another one of those numbers powered up. I don't even know what you would call that. Whoa. Oops. Okay, let's get this, shall we? This is invincibility. It's just temporary, but every little bit helps. The opening track to this game, oh gosh, that was close. I really wish that I had played this game enough to have all these candlesticks completely memorized to spare myself the frustration of not remembering and knowing exactly what's coming, because, boy, that's really frustrating. There we go. Okay, I don't have too much health, so this isn't good. I need chicken. Oh, come on, I need chicken. Where's chicken? I think I just got an extra life. Nice. Alright, I love how I'm hitting these things without technically touching them. Whoa! Oh, come on, get back here. Thank you. And there's Dracula's tower back there. I mean, how cool is that? Just, you get to see where you're headed from all the way back here. I love that like sense of trying to give you motivation and say, there it is, it's just over there. And maybe you might even think that it's, there we go. Good old wall chicken. Yeah, just trap them. They're screwed. There's nothing they can do. Look at them. And I barely had enough hearts for that. Alright. Woo! Yeah, that stage is pretty good, and I love that music. But the opening track in the first level is da 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 da. And then he falls down and falls down and falls down and ah! Someone else fell down here too and didn't have such a good time, apparently. Alright, this stage when I first played this game gave me a lot of trouble. So do not be fooled, those skeletons down there are not a platform. Oh, am I far enough over? Okay, good. No! No, 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 no! No, no, no! Darn it! Oh! That sucks. I don't think I can get holy water. This is like the one instance in this game where I find the stopwatch useful, is just trying to get through that little part with the bats and all these fishmen jumping out. This stage is... Oh! Well... I think there was one time I played through this game and did not die once. What happened to my skills? Those days... Those days seem to be long lost and far gone to the annals of history, and ages where I didn't have to talk. Well, wow, I got holy water. How did I get so lucky? I don't think that normally gives you holy water. What are the conditions to unlocking that? How interesting. Okay, come on. Whoa! Sheesh. Stupid, scary, freaking fishmen. Yeah, I need that. Okay, And... Yep. And you. Nope. Oh. Okay. This part is actually kind of tricky. I just gotta take my time and be careful. Because there are these sirens, or whatever you call these, that come in and drop the hunchbacks. Oh, they had another name. What was their name? I can't remember what they were. Like Ratman or something. They had a really funny name that didn't seem to be quite right for what they look like. Because they definitely look like hunchbacks. Oh, I'm invincible. Oh, oh. Ow. That didn't work. There we go. And hacks! Give me hacks! And by the way, just as a fun little aside, this section right here, is one of my favorite Game Grumps moments of all time. When John killed the dragon thing over here, and it just like dropped out a ton of money bags, and he was like, "Whoa!" And like out of nowhere, the screen just suddenly zooms in on it with like crazy metal music. It was unexpected, out of the blue, and comedically just perfect. Oh, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And I still go back and watch that out of pure joy. Okay. Come on, thank you. Just go away. Alright. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay, what is going on? Just wail on him, and it's over. Okay, that boss can actually be tricky if you don't realize that, first of all, the henchman you can't hurt. You just freeze him for a second. And Frankenstein's monster is who you're actually wanting to kill. And being patient and trying to take your time and keep your distance is really not the way to go in that fight. You just gotta go in and try to take care of him as fast as possible. Because otherwise it's just not gonna happen. Okay, this... Oh, Fleamen, that's what they're called. That's right. This stage is awful until you kind of get a flow for it. It's so bad. It's so hard. Like, it's a great stage. Although I feel like it has some of the least interesting music. And it's ridiculously hard, especially near the end. And you'll see what I mean. I don't want to jinx myself, but I should be able to do okay. I've gotten the movements down for the most part. We'll just see if I can, ouch! Oh, I placed myself perfectly for that one. And I gotta remember where the chickens are in this stage. But yeah, this is, stage 13. Some of the other games will actually, like, say what number, which world, and then which section of the world, or, like, which level and which section of the level, I guess, would be more appropriate. Now, these red beings are interesting because they come back. Everything else stays dead once you kill them. Not these things. These things are like the dry bones of Mario. They're just... yeah, they're red. Who knows if red means dry? Ow! Ooh. I thought I was, in trouble there for a second. Ha! I just despawned him. That works for me. Konami, it seems, a lot of the studios in the early, in the 80s kind of had this, especially in the Japanese studios, had this thing where they just insisted that developers not be credited by name and that the credit just go to the development company. Which I really don't like that they did that. I just can't imagine what positive... Maybe it was because they were hoping that it would not be determined exactly who it was that was working for them that was making such great games, and therefore they wouldn't be scoped by other companies and then have their, their employees, stolen by other companies by outbidding them, giving them better salary offers and benefits and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe that's what their motivation was, but it was a very selfish motivation for the developers, I gotta say. I gained another life, that's good. Gotta be careful, I don't want to lose my three-pronged... Yeah, I mean, look, the holy water just devastates those soldiers. Those soldiers can be troublesome. And then you just kind of get a feel for them, and mostly it's realizing to just kind of stay low and swing, because then you shouldn't have too much trouble. But, yeah, no, still. Yeah! I gotta be careful here. Deep, deep, deep. 5, 6. Yeah, 6 hits. Okay. Oh boy. I will come down and get this if I need it. I should be okay, I hope. Ouch. Yeah, I'll be alright. I will be just fine. Yep, no problems. Alright, you guys ready for this? Yeah, this is where it's at. This guy is the worst boss. In this game and the third game. In the second game, he's an absolute joke. But once you know how to do that, you can't do anything. You just lock him. He's so freaking hard if you don't have that. Even with 3 crosses, he's like almost impossible. Because he sends out scythes running at you. They just appear from nowhere, and then they go in the direction where you were at, and then they'll pause, and then they'll start coming the direction you're at now. And yeah, they're just, they're awful. Yeah, I like this stage. I remember feeling very satisfied when I reached this stage. I started to get kind of overwhelmed at first. Oh no! Dang it. Oh, that was dumb. That was dumb. Why did I do that? Oh well. Oh well, it doesn't matter. You kind of have to fight this final boss legitimately anyway. At least the first half. The second half you can... Why? Why even bother? So, I was very proud of myself with this stage because I realized that this... Like, I figured out how to get through this. And that's by just getting through it. Just run past these guys. Because otherwise, you're just going to keep doing it over and over again. I also figured out with these guys, just need to move far enough over to the right and they'll jump up. So yeah, with that part of the stage, you just run through it. Don't hesitate. Don't try to fight them, just go. They're not worth it. You will be wasting your time. And that... I was very proud of myself for learning that. Just, you know, I was proud. This game taught me to think. To approach the situation. Oh, I should have kept the clock. That would have made this section a lot easier. This part is actually one of the most frustrating, just because these stupid, bird things, whatever, can really cause you problems. Don't kill me! No, they killed me! Darn it. But after this, it's fine, because the game starts you, at the beginning of the last part. Oh boy, not good. Okay. I'm gonna have to game over again. That sucks. Ow, no! Dang it, no! Oh, stupid. But yeah, I mean, you can see I'm definitely experienced with this game because there's no chance I would have gotten this far this fast if I hadn't played it through several times already. Are you kidding me? Ow. Oh, man, are you kidding me? Now, the one downside to this game is that if I turn the system off, it's all over. Infinite continues, big plus. That means the game is actually beatable, because for many players, it would just straight up not be beatable if it weren't for that. And I probably would be counted among those. Yeah, that would... Are you kidding me? Holy crap, what is wrong with me? There we go. Gotta take advantage of the fact that I can't be knocked off stairs. Okay, go. Got him. Okay, now that's the one. That's it. Okay. Okay. Whew. Oh, this part always makes me so happy. The music changes. You ascend a tower. There's the moon. I mean, it's just... Oh, it's so awesome. So awesomely epic. I'm actually going to take the time to get some hearts. It'll be useful in the second half. I just need to have enough. I will take the time to talk about the people who made this. Okay, so I guess there was a real... to continue what I was saying earlier, there was real practice in the early days of game development, at least in the Japanese market, where they would often not name, or they would change the names and give them cute nicknames of the in-game developers. I think Konami was among the worst, though, because in several of their games, they wouldn't have proper credits at all. In this game, they don't have real credits. They credit with fake names that are supposed to be a play on the old horror movie stars and stuff like that. So they don't even give any fake names for the developers of this game. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, a lot of times they just would not give developers credit for the stuff that they had done. It's just like, oh, come on, really? Alright, let's go ahead and get this. This takes very special timing. And I'm gonna have to relearn it because it's been a while. I do not have it down. I'm dead. Oh, boy. Well, that didn't last long. This boss is difficult. He's great. It's just this Dracula. He's straight up the perfect end boss. He's actually challenging, he's actually difficult, and it's very satisfying that he's difficult because it's very satisfying to beat him. One of the most satisfied feelings I've ever had. Beating this game for the first time, beating the third game for the first time, and beating Super Castlevania, Castlevania 4 for the first time, are all among... Oh, crap! Okay, well, I guess I'm stuck with it then. Okay, I'm... Ow! There we go, there's one hit. Crap! Oh, I've got to get this timing down better. There we go, that's a little better. Okay. So to give credit to the people who made this, I actually should probably wait to do that until I've beaten him, because this is actually tough. It's a lot tougher than I'm making it look, because the timing is very precise. So if you're just a bit too late, he's invulnerable because he's disappearing, so you can't hurt him anymore. But you have to... Oh, gotta wait until he's already opened his cape. Oh, dang it! Clearly getting the hang of it, I'm just not quite there yet. So, Hitoshi Akamatsu was the director of this game. I've never heard of him before or after. I don't know what else he has done. I think the main development team behind these games has basically changed with each subsequent game. Every time I've looked to try to see who else made these, never are they really well-known, notable people. So it's... I don't know, it's just kind of a shame. Because I feel like it was brilliant. This game is brilliantly done. The level design is very carefully laid out, and the enemy placement is specific. And combined with the control scheme, it's all beautifully blended to force you to learn patience, to approach things cautiously, to develop your skills and become familiar with the controls, so that you can correctly move your character and learn the timing of the whip, because there's just a slight delay before the hit goes out, and there's a very specific length depending on your current upgrades or whatever. And, you know, the timing and the movement of your jump, and whether you can jump straight up and down or move or not, and all that stuff. You just gotta really become careful with that and familiar, and then pay attention to the enemies, where they are, what their moves are, how they move around, what their attacks are, and how they respond to you. And when you become familiar with those things, then you can approach the level, the design of the layout of where things are and where enemies are on them. And because it's all very carefully planned out, it's very rewarding when you finally overcome it. Okay, I should have enough. Hopefully I'll have gotten the pattern down so that I can do it this time. Okay, there's one. I'm just gonna be patient. And if I miss, I miss. Woo! Ow! That was kind of lame. It was produced by Akihiko Nagata, who I've also never heard of or since. Before or since. Come on. And Nobuhiro Matsuoka was the programmer. And I mean, some of these old games where there's one programmer, I mean, that's impressive. Alright, I've almost got him. Ah, oh, crap, not quite. Okay, now here we go. Check this. Oh. That is intimidating, isn't it? Almost got him. And I beat Castlevania! I did it! Alright. Woohoo! And I did it in, what was it, less than an hour. Alright, I'm not a speedrunner, but boy, is that an excellent game. And I promise you, I made it look a lot easier than it is. I challenge everybody who is watching this, who has not played this game, to give it a go. However you can. You can get it on the Virtual Console for the Wii, the Wii U, I think even the 3DS. So you can get it. It's not expensive. It's like $5. Produced by Konami, directed by Trans Fishers instead of like Transylvania or something like that. Screenplay by Bram Stoker instead of Bram. Music by James Banana. I'm not sure who that's supposed to be. The cast: Dracula, Christopher B. instead of Christopher Lee. Death, Bela Lugosi, Frankenstein, Boris Karloff's. And it's just all play on these old actors. Mummy Man, Love Chaney Jr., Medusa, Barbara Sherry. Vampire Bat, Mech Shreks, and Hunchback, Love Chaney, and... yeah, it's just fun stuff. But nobody that actually worked on the game. Noriyasu Takashi, the hero Simon Belmondo, or Simon Belmont as we more know him. And it was composed, you played the greatest role in this story. It was composed by Kinuyu Yamashita and Satoe Terashima. Thank you for playing. Those guys made incredible music. I mean, this was just a solid game. This game is still regarded as one of the greatest games on the Nintendo. And a hallmark for the horror genre, the action platformer genre, and setting a real standard for quality music in gaming. It just had great moody, dark atmosphere and enemies. I mean, they're creepy enemies, all these ghosts and ghouls and werewolves. And I mean, they kind of had some of that in Ghosts and Goblins, but I feel like these were definitely more creepy because they were combined with a less goofy, playful tone like Ghosts and Goblins had. And the music helped kind of exemplify the feeling that this is serious stuff. We are actually facing off against real demons and horrible creatures and monsters from Monsters of Lore. And this whole game, everything about it is a tribute to the classic Hollywood monsters. And I love it. I love that. It's gotten me so interested. I read the Dracula novel after playing these games, and I loved it. If you have not read that, Dracula by Bram Stoker, you've got to read it. It's so good. I read Frankenstein, which was amazing and not quite what I was expecting. Really stellar novels, both of those. And I've been really interested in watching all these old movies. We have watched the original Nosferatu with Max Schreck, and wow, what a haunting film. That movie is incredible. Everybody should watch that, because that is truly scary. It's not like jump scare, it's just... you just feel fear, you just feel dread, and it's horrifying in that way. Very well done. This game is amazing. it came out with a sequel that was very different and not nearly as good, because it was trying to copy Metroid and really failed in a lot of very important ways. And then it came out with another sequel, the third game, which hardly anyone talks about. Very few people know about it, but it's even better. Quite possibly my favorite and the best in the series, although I just love the fourth game, the Super Castlevania, so much that it's just, I don't know, it's really hard for me to say that I like that Castlevania 3 more, but Castlevania 3 I think is probably the pinnacle of perfect game design in the Castlevania series. It's just amazing, and you can play through it with different paths you can take, 3 different additional characters you can have with you, 4 different possible endings, and incredible level design, and the North American version especially is even more challenging than the Japanese version, which is just crazy. But boy, is beating that game so satisfying. Beating this game was one of the most satisfying feelings I've ever had, possibly the most. And beating Castlevania 3 was right up there. Beating Castlevania 4 was really close. And I mean, these games are just amazing. Their atmosphere, their level designs are just wonderful. So everybody should play this. I am so glad I got to do this. And glad that I was able to show me basically being pretty skilled for the most part. I just had a couple of embarrassing parts. So anyway, thank you guys for checking out GAMEpoch. The next game on my list is Space Quest 1 on the PC. So I'm going to be doing my first PC game for GAMEpoch. And it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes on Steam. So we'll see how it is. Thank you guys for checking out GAMEpoch. I will see you in the next one. This is MystikDan signing out. Bye.